And we welcome in, like I said, you know him as the creator of Clay People every Sunday morning. I know him as Officer Stanley McGillis of the LUPD, the usher of Liberty University, Justin Kintzel.
Oh my.
What's going on?
Hey, how's it going? The usher of
Like
Liberty.
I said, like,
what does this mean,
well,
usher?
as we go back in time, just so,
Okay.
like, what was May? Like 4 months ago? 5 months ago? Like back in May when you came on the 9th period graduation show, and it was pointed out that you say "yeah" a lot in the song. Like, and I'll be honest, like I went through, like it wasn't until that moment that I started listening to songs and being like, okay, yeah.
You know, I've tried to stop saying yeah so much.
I mean,
since
it's
then.
a trademark. Like you're listening to it now. Usher turns it into $1 Million.
Well,
like,
hey, maybe
you got a wedding coming up. Like
I
that
could
could
just
happen.
sing yeah all day. Yeah.
Yeah, so welcome in studio, Justin Kintzel, ladies and gentlemen. Now, like I just referenced a bit, I don't really remember you first as, you know, Justin Kintzel, you know, the heartthrob that is on stage 5 times a week. You know, I look at you and it's like, that's Officer Stanley McGillis. Like,
That's right, man.
That's the guy that made the awesome LUPD videos. Like, you know,
Officer Stanley.
it's awesome to see also how, you know, how you've come from that, you know, gone from those videos to now Clay People. Now, that's your passion. Like, you didn't graduate a worship major, correct?
No, I actually graduated as a graphic design major.
Exactly.
So I do some of the stuff like the bail screen you see for Convo, things
Right.
like that. I do those things, and it's a blast. It really is.
Nice. So, you know, what do you plan to expand as far as that goes? You know, we'll get into music in a second, but as far as
Sure.
graphic design, like, is it still just working for Johnny Moore?
Yeah.
hand
Just
and
work for
foot,
Johnny
available?
Moore, do some freelance stuff around town and around
Gotcha.
the country, and do some stuff for Thomas Road, and you know, just
Okay.
whenever. Yeah, it's just more of I consider it more of a hobby than a job because it is fun.
Yet it was a major.
You know, yes.
Yeah.
yeah, that's true. I invested a lot of.
Oh, you're doing
hours
it.
in it.
I'll just say this. I look forward to every Clay People. Like, I said this to Mark
Thanks,
when we saw the third one, Clay People 3. Anybody that can put Peter Griffin in church is, like, top-notch in my book.
We were wondering if that was gonna be okay or not, and then
I'll
we
tell you
just
this
said,
right now. It was. If you wouldn't have put it in, I would have been like, "Where's Peter?" Like,
I
if
just
they
figured
had
he
edited
needed-
it out,
he
like
just needed
afterwards.
to be there. Yeah, he
Like,
needed to show up.
Exactly. Talking with Justin Kintzel here on 9th period. Now, I gotta ask. Let me turn Usher off. For a second.
Okay, yeah,
it's a
that's
bit
probably
distracting.
better,
Not gonna lie. You know, let me just ask. You know, I've asked everyone. I asked Dave. I asked Brandon. What is your favorite part about leading worship here at Liberty University?
Man, you know what? There's been some times. It's not all the time, but there's been some times in the last 3 years. Man, this is my 3rd year doing this. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is. Think about it.
In the last 3 years, there's been probably just a handful of times that God like just showed up and slapped the building with His presence.
Right.
And all I could respond was just think, man, I'm so glad that I get to be a part of this, and I'm just, my perspective, like I get like a front row seat. I'm holding a guitar, yeah, but other than that, God just decides to show up when He wants to show up, and I think those are my favorite parts. It's just when it's out of our control, it's not us manipulating anything or doing anything. God just says, I'm going to show up now, and He does. And, it's just cool to be a part of that.
Now, you graduated in 2009, correct?
2009, yep.
2009. Now, since graduating, like being, I guess an upper, like an out-of-classman, obviously not
Yeah.
upper, like an after-grad is like I like to say. How has that been? Just still being on campus and still being around, all these undergrads.
Yeah.
Has it all been a challenge as far as like trying to relate to the students at all, or because you're a Liberty student?
I think I'm a big enough nerd to where the relating to people hasn't been too much of a problem.
Right.
Not yet, anyway. I don't think I'm too old yet, but man, it's been a blast. Like it's so much fun to be around here and not have to go to class. Like just do stuff and hang out and create fun things and play music and not have to go to class.
I know Mark wants to say this, but some students could be around here and don't go to class either.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
like you're talking to
That's
me.
true.
He does all the fun
Go to
stuff
school,
himself in
kids.
class.
It's important. I
Exactly.
promise.
Stay in school as well.
right.
And this is
Do
me
it. saying
this. Talking with Justin Kintzel here on 9th period. Now, we've seen like how your music has grown. Okay, just starting off, in the praise band and on iTunes as well. Is there anything else new coming up as far as Justin Kintzel?
I've been doing some songwriting. Actually, me and Brandon wrote a song a couple weeks ago.
Right.
I've been writing songs with a few different people and just on my own. And I'm getting ready to start a new project, like a full-length project in January. So we'll see where that goes.
Okay.
And it's not all set yet, but
I'm saying like
yeah.
Everyone enjoys. I'll say this: when I said to my sister dorm that I'm having the praise band on, first it was, Claudia, what are you doing? Sarah Kindness is there, and it's like, oh, funny, and then it was, oh my gosh, Justin Kintzel will be there. Can I come? And it's like, he's engaged, right? Like,
right.
And then there's like, well, is Jordan gonna be there? Shout out to.
Oh geez.
Now, correct me if this is an okay nickname for Jordan. V-neck.
Go for
that's
it.
all he wears.
I permit it. Yes.
So,
V-neck is good.
V-neck's okay. All right. Got approval from Justin Kintzel. Now, two things just before we continue with the show. Two things.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you and I talked last year during the 9th period show.
Yep.
About the show Lost. Okay.
About Lost?
Let me just ask you.
We
real
talked
quick.
about Lost?
We talked like for 2 minutes, like
okay.
while we were having. I can say it now. The show's over. While we were having pizza. Okay.
Right. Yeah. We were having that unnamed
the
food.
unnamed food from an unnamed restaurant. Like, were you satisfied with the way it ended?
You know what? I was.
Okay.
And okay, I hear in your voice maybe
I
you
wasn't.
weren't.
It just was like.
No. Here's the deal.
It left so many open questions that it's just like, okay, when does season 7 come out? Like.
No, but here's why it's so good. Okay. Because you know what? And I haven't talked about this in a while, but I actually got a few other friends on the boat because they hated it and they're like, what?
Okay.
And so if you're listening right now and you haven't seen any of Lost and you're planning to, then don't shut the radio off. Just close your ears, okay, and then come back.
You're gonna go into that much detail. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so obviously at the end, you gotta understand it. So if you think everyone is dead like the whole time,
right?
That's not true.
It's not. Obviously, that's not true.
Right.
It's just I don't understand. Like they cleaned it up to the point where, like they got off the island. Jack dies. They get off the island.
Yeah.
Anybody who was still
it was sort of like a heaven scenario. I just think it was
went to their own paradise.
Here's why I like it, because basically from episode 1, from minute 1, everything is terrible all the time.
Right.
There's nothing ever good happens on the show Lost until the
Especially to Jack.
Yeah.
I always felt for him.
His
Dude
life
had
is
nothing
awful.
go right.
Yeah.
And can I note, yes, at the end, he ends up with Kate in heaven. Can I note he dies at the end of the show? So it's like everything bad has happened to this guy.
Here's what's so beautiful about the show is they opened it with his eyes opening and then they closed it with his eyes closing.
You could have done that with Sawyer's eye and been like, oh.
They bookended the junk out of it and it was beautiful. The end.
If you look at it that way, yes, I can see why people like the ending. I'll just say this: I'm still waiting for season 7.
It won't come.
Like me being from New York and having The Sopranos, the way that ended, like.
Well, at least they didn't just cut to black on Lost.
Exactly, going to a black screen, like that was the worst possible ending ever.
Right,
okay.
Right.
Yes, ever.
Ever.
Okay. Now, last thing. Okay, we asked Mr. McKinney this about chivalry.
Yes.
Now. You have a wedding coming up.
I do.
Okay.
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
2 weeks from today.
Oh, wow. From today.
So, like this, what time is it?
It's
this time
5:48.
Yeah, this time next 2 weeks. 2 weeks from now, I will be, tightening my tie and looking in the mirror. And all that.
Congratulations and best wishes.
Thank you.
Real quick, chivalry. Give us the Justin Kintzel advice on women.
Okay, well,
you got 2 minutes.
I looked up chivalry, right? And so this definition says the rules and customs of medieval knighthood. So if you want me to comment on that, I think it's good. I don't know how much that's really relevant
advice
to today.
On women. Okay.
That show. Okay, I see. For all you men out there, the actual chivalry, not the knighthood stuff.
Right.
Because that is important too, but we're just not.
Right. Trust me, I've played AOE. So,
okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Right. So women, yeah.
So women. So I'm getting ready to marry a woman.
Right.
In 2 weeks. Man, that's craziness. Chivalry, I don't think is dead. I think it's silly to think that it's dead.
That's right.
Some guys I don't think exhibit any.
Oh yeah, clear examples. There's plenty on campus. So.
Yeah, and
right.
I think what girls want is a man. Right. Obviously, and they want. I don't think they want like the hey right. Hi
Right. I hope I ever meet that guy. That's
yeah he's around here somewhere.
Okay.
He's kind of a jerk, but
point him
out. I don't know. I guess I think just be polite.
Okay.
You know,
plain and simple. Just be polite.
Be polite,
be a man. Be
you know,
respectable.
be a man.
Hold doors open.
Yeah, don't.
Is that
say,
like the Justin Kintzel like school of it just being like?
Sure,
how did you
man.
land
School,
Ashley,
Justin Kintzel School of Chivalry. Actually, the way I met Ashley was I was just. Here's another rule. Here's the rule. Okay.
Okay.
Be yourself.
There you go.
All right. Don't be something that you're not. And I guess that's one thing that she liked about me is that I was myself, and myself is actually a nerd.
Well,
usually, like I think
she found the right one.
I think when she noticed me, the moment she noticed me, this is what she says, is we were bowling at a ministry team bowling party.
Okay.
This is her first year, like 2 weeks before school even started, because she was on Sounds of Liberty. And I was going to bowl, and I threw the ball down the lane, and I just fell on my head, pretty much.
Okay.
I just fell down. Because I'm an idiot sometimes.
Happened, didn't it?
Yep, and
it was
you know what? And
sight.
that was what made her fall in love with me falling down. So
now I'm taking bowling this semester.
There you go.
As a PA, so the advice is just
fall down,
fall right there,
fall right on your head. If there's a girl watching, even better. You know.
Okay,
I'm
gonna try that. Just next class, I might get a D for the day, but
that's okay, man.
So we got Dave McKinney saying you need to put others first.
Yeah.
And Justin Kintzel over here, he's saying just fall on your head. Okay, so there's
there
like
you go.
Two totally conflicting advices.
They seem to work somehow.
They go together.
Or they
beautifully.
It's like something about a Lost. Like seriously.
There you go.
It's like
it's
so
confusing.
crazy that it works.
It's confusing, but it makes sense. It's simply complicated.
Justin
Okay.
Kintzel, ladies and gentlemen.